Shout out to Dagny Dover for sponsoring this update. Get your gubs organized and get 20% off your purchase of a tote, carry-all, backpack, or satchel. Any purchase, really. Just visit dagnydover.com, the know, and use promo code the know. Look at this, beautiful.
Oh, no.
Welcome to the know, I'm Brian. While PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is still really popular, its player base has dropped by a lot over the last few months. According to Steam charts, the game's player base has more than halved since January. That means cut in half. It hit a 24-hour peak recently of more than 1.4 million players, and that's a lot, don't get us wrong, but it's less than half of the game's all-time peak in January of 3.2 million players. So that's a pretty big decline in just a few months, and it's almost certainly due in part to the rise of Fortnite's Battle Royale mode, which still is setting all kinds of records. And of course, there are other Battle Royale games out there that are doing well lately, like H1Z1 on PS4 is doing big numbers. Still though, PUBG, still the top game on Steam right now when it comes to current players, with more than 766,000 over the last 30 days. So don't worry, PUBG is still making a lot of money. It's gonna be okay. It looks like those rumors about a Lego DC SuperVillains game are true. Warner Brothers and TT Games officially announced the game with a trailer showing off Joker, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Lex Luthor, Deathstroke, and a lot more. According to the trailer's synopsis, it told us a little bit about the plot of the game. The Justice League has disappeared, leaving Earth's protections to a newcomer group of heroes from a parallel universe proclaiming themselves as the Justice Syndicate. But sometimes it takes more than a superhero to get the job done, and it's up to the player and a crazed group of misfits to uncover the intention of Earth's new, strange wannabe superheroes. So it might be one of those things where like the heroes are actually the bad guys and the bad guys are the good guys. Anyway, you get to play as your own fully customizable supervillain, so that sounds like a fun concept. The game will release October 16th for Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. The studio that made Just Cause has been acquired. Avalanche Studios was bought by the Danish entertainment company Nordisk Film for around $136 million. It's apparently part of a move by the company to invest in Nordic region game developers. Avalanche is based in Stockholm, and Nordisk Film first bought a stake in the company last year. Avalanche's CEO commented on the acquisition and said, "We have had a fantastic first year with Nordisk Film as part of Avalanche Studios. We've grown and matured at a pace which was previously not possible." Their CEO added that Avalanche will continue to operate as an independent studio, but the new owner will, quote, "provide us with a more solid foundation." Avalanche released Just Cause 3 in 2015, and it was recently announced that the studio would be working with id Software on Rage 2. The Borderlands Game of the Year edition could be coming to modern consoles. The Korean Game Rating Board has issued ratings for 3 releases of the game for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. You might remember the first Borderlands released on PC, PS3, and Xbox 360 way back in 2009, and then the Borderlands The Handsome Collection, which includes Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel. It's already out on modern consoles, but this would be a first for the OG Borderlands. Some people also think this might be setting the stage for Borderlands 3, which Gearbox has said it's working on, but we haven't heard a lot about since. Maybe E3, but they've also said no E3, but they could be lying about that, so who knows. Pre-orders have launched for Atari's much talked about retro console. There's apparently a lot of interest because all the traffic has been really straining the servers over at Indiegogo. The console has been talked about for almost a year now, and apparently does more than just play old games. While it will let you play more than 100 classic Atari games, it's also got added functionality like internet connectivity and Linux integration, just like an old Atari. The company that's making it says that it'll be released to players around July of next year, 2019, and they start at $199, but that's without a controller, so it's a little bit more. So far, it's raised more than $2.1 million from more than 8,000 backers. You might remember that Stalker 2 was announced kind of out of the blue earlier this month. Turns out there's a reason for that. A few weeks ago, the head of Ukrainian developer GSC Game World made the announcement on his Facebook page saying, "Today I officially declare GSC Game World develops Stalker 2. But he was kind of light on details, and he gave a weird release date of 2021 that left a lot of people scratching their heads. Well, it turns out that the game is still very much in the early stages, and Sergey Galyankin, who is Epic Games' director of publishing, said on a podcast recently that the announcement was to drum up excitement for the project and to hopefully get a publishing deal at E3. Which means they don't have a publisher yet. Galyankin says that the game is still in the design document stage, so yes, still very early. Galyankin doesn't work for the developer who's making Stalker 2, but he's apparently privy to the information because the company is licensing Unreal Engine from Epic to develop the game. Yesterday, there was a brief moment where the world thought that Paul Rudd was going to be the star of a Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Not as Sonic, of course, but as a human character paired with a CGI animated version of the character. Was that weird? Yes. Was it kind of awesome? Yes. But apparently not meant to be. Just as quickly as it was brought up online, the rumor was squashed, and today Variety says that Westworld's James Marsden will be top-lining the film as Sonic's human sidekick. So, sorry Tails, maybe next time. No word yet on who's voicing Sonic himself or his arch-nemesis, Dr. Robotnik, although I imagine Paul Giamatti is patiently waiting by his phone for that call. Paramount is releasing this video game adaptation, has it dated for November 2019. Also in the news today is word that Sony has pulled the plug on the upcoming remake of The Crow, which was to star Aquaman himself, Jason Momoa. The movie was deep into pre-production and only 5 weeks away from shooting. There are whispers that this title is cursed. You might remember Brandon Lee famously died during the making of the original Crow, and this reboot has been nearly made a couple of times already, but it's always failed to make it all the way to production. This was supposed to be the time that The Crow finally got remade, but Deadline says that creative and financial fights with the film's producer caused a rift with both the studio and director Corin Hardy, who left the project and took his leading man with him, and Sony soon followed. So, The Crow reboot, officially dead, folks, for now. All right, let's do a science story to round out things today. We've all heard of mother of dragons. Well, scientists think they might have discovered the mother of all lizards. Oh, and snakes too, that's a busy mom. Paleontologists say that the fossil of an ancient lizard that's about 240 million years old is the direct ancestor of approximately 10,000 species alive today. The tiny reptile was initially found in 2003 in northern Italy, but recent scans have shown previously hidden features that seem to indicate that the reptile is the oldest known ancestor of the reptile group known as squamates, which includes both lizards and snakes. And it's a whopping 75 million years older than the fossils that were previously thought to be the oldest squamates. So yeah, pretty cool. I look forward to seeing its new series on HBO very soon. Well, that's all the news we got for today. Let us know what you think about these stories in the comments. I read them. My feelings are hurt if you're mean, so be nice. And for all your news from every corner of the internet, like this video, subscribe to the know. Thanks to Dagny Dover for sponsoring this update. If you're anything like me, you carry a lot of stuff around. At any given time, I got a Vita, a 3DS, 2DS, Switch, laptop, Kindle, phone, battery pack, and all the other stuff I need, like keys, and for some reason, like 8 chapsticks. I think I ate one. Sunscreen too. I travel a lot, so that just means more gubs and cables. Always with the cables. And then my bag becomes a black hole. I can't find anything. Not anymore. That's because Dagny Dover sent me a Swish Dakota backpack. It's got dedicated spots for your laptop, wallet, phone, even your sneakers in case you're the active type. I'm not, but you might be. And it's made from neoprene, so it's lightweight, it's quick drying, so easy to clean. So instead of rummaging around in a black hole, I can actually find what I'm looking for. It's great. Every Dagny Dover bag is designed to help you live smart with a fusion of fashion and function, so it gets the job done, but looks good while doing it. Everything's got a place, every bag's got a purpose, so you can find the one that meets exactly your needs and live happily ever after. Dagny Dover is offering our nobodies 20% off your order. Just go to dagnydover.com/theknow, find your perfect bag, and use offer code THEKNOW when you check out.